in this video, we see an absolute mammoth takeout by a Nissan GTR, and we decide to visit the barrier. Hello everyone, and welcome back to a Gran Turismo video. I beat the meta, and I've gone insane. Yes, I've picked the Mclaren F1 GTR. Now, this car recently had a buff, and I feel like it's helped it a little bit, to be honest with you, which is always a good sign. Now, if you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe to the channel. We are on the journey to 50k. Now, let me explain what Beat the Meta is for those who are new to this series as we look round the outside and now inside of this BMW. So, what we look to do here is try and beat the strongest car, which this week is a mixture of the Genesis and the Nissan GTR. We do it in a car which isn't one of those two, so this time it's the Mclaren F1 GTR. And we can't use the same car again if we win. I say if we win because we don't always win in Beat the Meta. There has to be at least one A+ driver. We can have as many attempts as we want until we're bored or we complete it. And of course, we start with a last to first challenge. I'm pretty sure that is all the rules in a nutshell. Everything is in the description if you would like to know more. Now there, we just nearly hit the Porsche up ahead of the Polish driver, Adrian, then, and we've got, weirdly, a BMW M3 behind us. There's somebody else trying to beat the meta here in Ronnie Mack as we go into this corner then. Adrian just taps Vegas then up ahead as we exit this corner then. Everybody is so close together here. I love that livery, Vegas, on your Mercedes as we head into the Schumacher S then. Oh, everyone survives it. Vegas on a little wiggle though. Going to be compromised on the exit then as we jump to the chase cam as we head down into left-hander. I'm going around the outside. The Porsche down the inside here. Vegas has just been absolutely mugged here as we go into the right-hander, slowing it down nicely. And we have... Did we gain a position there in the end? I'm not actually sure with all the chopping and changing that was happening. We jump back on board, of course. Vegas right behind me here. And Vegas is looking to just bump draft me. Thumbs up from me there as we head into the chicane for the very first time of asking then as we go through here. Now, the normal strategy, or the what I consider the best strategy, if you can pull it off, of course, is the don't change tyres, just try and get out of the traffic situation. That's what I'm going to try here, first of all, in this car to see what it's like on tyres. I don't know. It's my first time driving it here on this combo, and it has quite high tyre wear in terms of this combo, ×6. We're going into turn one. I absolutely just, apparently failed to brake, apparently. And Maury there goes around the inside and outside as well in that Genesis and goes clean on through. Turns out Maury is a very quick driver. Excuse me there. So Maury is absolutely flying up ahead. So kind of half glad I did that in the end because then I didn't have to fight. We jump up ahead then where we jump on board this Nissan GTR, of course, one of the meta cars, who decides to absolutely take out Gr.3. That is one hell of a takeout. If you want to see my raw reaction, of course, there is a short that you can watch as I go by there. Let's jump back on board then. See me still laughing my head off, honestly. That was a mental takeout. It really was indeed. As we get to the lap number 4 into the chicane, we go then. The GTR just gets it a little bit wrong. Very easy to do in any car, to be honest. We get down the inside. That GTR comes in the pit, so we all sort ourselves out then as we gain another position. But that BMW M3 hasn't quite left my rear exhaust yet, has it? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to advance to lap number 6 then. Here we go. Same situation here. It's a little bit closer then as we head towards turn 1. And one thing I will say about this car, it is shocking on the brakes where that BMW sends it down the inside. Do they get it stopped? A little bit deep for them. We try a little bit of a cutback, but they're going to be on the inside here. Back to chase cam so you can see exactly what's going on here as we go through that left-hander here side by side with Ronnie Mack then. We continue on down here again. Ronnie Mack looking to get it stopped. Does get it stopped indeed then. A little bit of a wiggle though from the M3. Through we go then as we're going to jump back on board and we're going to advance a bit further on then. Lap number 7. The BMW hasn't escaped from me either. It seems like they are equally matched here. As we go through here though, I have a huge moment in the Schumacher S. No idea what's going on there. As we head, I don't know what's happening to my voice. I'm losing my voice in this video, apparently, as we go to lap number 9 then. And a huge, big moment again. Into the barrier we go. And it is because of those tyres. We just wait for Flamingo to go by then. And, yeah, big moment in this car. So, I'm sort of looking now going, okay, I need to look after my tyres a little bit if I can make this strategy work. So we'll see what happens there as we get a huge moment again in the last corner. Somebody else ahead. Vegas goes for a spin as well as we head towards the line. So P12 in the end. We could have been further up, I'm sure. In fact, look at that. The M3 there. P6 Ronnie Mac. What an effort that is by the Spanish driver. We could have been there as well. Who knows? So what we're going to do now is jump to the next race, which is going to be race number 2. And we've got 54.9. Now, in fact, change accounts because I actually did try... Well, this is actually a lap before I did the first race. I just tried the McLaren out just to make sure I wasn't wasting my time. And I felt like maybe it was possible to do that. We go backwards here to the Mercedes who's behind me. Just sends it down the inside. Slight tap on me there. I wasn't too happy with that, but looking back at it now in terms of this footage, sort of makes sense. They get a 2-second penalty for it. I did not see that at all during the live racing action, which is nice when we can do this now. And this is what we're doing going forward with race footage. Mixture of all sorts. My footage, of course, external footage, TV camera occasionally as well. So we jump back on board then. So I do maintain that position, fortunately. We jump to lap number 5. Not much has happened, really, as people are trying their own strategies here, pitting on different laps. Up ahead, we've got the French driver in the Genesis as we get it a little bit wrong into the chicane again. They go into the pits, and we're going to carry on going forward then. We're going to try and stay out long here and see if we can make the tyres work this way. A bit of sliding there. I think they just hit the barrier as well, it sounded like. Lap number 9, we do come in the pits, and the tyre wear looking far better, so I've looked after the tyres far better, but those lap times not looking the greatest so far. It's not looking like this is going to be the best strategy, in my opinion, as we head into turn 1 here. We've got Matthew coming up behind for part of SRC then as we continue on through here. A little bit of a wiggle. Can we survive this lap then in P7? It'd be a good result if we can. It really will be, because I feel like this is the wrong strategy. And that's what I was thinking at the time as well as we go into this left-hander. Just couldn't get it to work, really, the no-stop. So it looks like it's going to be a one-stop, which did give me some regrets as well. I must admit, when I've sort of worked that out, I was like, I wish I didn't pick this car now, but I'd already invested some time into it, and I'm very much a bugger. When I've invested time into something, I will follow it through 100%. I can't just give it up as we go through the Schumacher S. This car hates the Schumacher S in the race. I mean, it doesn't like it in time trial, but in the race, it really, really doesn't like it at all. As we look at the Genesis going around the outside here, look at Matthew go for that. What a move that is, Matthew. Really well played with that one as we go into the right-hander. Going to continue on out. We'll fast forward this a little bit then. Matthew goes towards that right-hand side. Can we get the move done at the chicane? Is Matthew going to go deep? That is the question. Ooh, tiny bit deep. Nothing major, though, but they do nail the exit there as we continue on through. So we're in P8 right now. We'll head towards the line and finish in P8 as well. That strategy doesn't feel like it's working for me. That's what I was thinking at the time. So we're going to try some different strategies for this one then. What we will do is advance a few races then. What race number is this? It's race number 5, and we're starting P2 on a 54.5. Now, this car does have some potential in it. I will say that. Now, of course, if you get a Super Alien in the Meta car, they are going to be in the 52s. I saw 52s myself when I was time trialing in the Genesis on Monday. So I know this car can't get a 52. I can see 53s in this car. Now, the setup I'm using is actually Win setup used for the Porsche. I decided to use that for this. And we do have a spreadsheet in the Discord that you can look at and have a gander at if you want to check out some of the setups. We see there Flamingo going into the pits then, so going for a different strategy. That's a no tyre change strategy. It does save you 3 seconds-ish as we continue. Oh, big moment. Big moment. Dirty Air made it a lot worse in the Schumacher S. I will say that much, but we are trying to keep up with that Genesis, and we are doing a fairly okay job, to be honest, as we go into here then. We're going to continue on out of here. This is actually my second race versus the Spanish driver and Flamingo, of course, as we go into the pits then. Lap number 4. I felt like this was the best lap because we burnt off a lot of fuel, and you can see there I am changing tyres now. That was the better strategy for me, in my opinion. We're also in the 55s now, lap time-wise. You can see that on the right-hand side, which is always good to see. And if you look in that rear-view mirror, they're getting very close to each other behind, but we do come out ahead of Flamingo, even with the tyre change. So Flamingo's been in a lot of traffic throughout this race. So we're going to continue on through the chicane then. Flamingo still behind me here. The Spanish driver stayed out. They're going for the no tyre change till the end of the race. This is what I like about this race. Mixture of different strategies. It does make it really fun indeed. It can be frustrating at times as well. I've had a few races where you come out the pits and people want to race you even though they haven't pit yet. It's very frustrating. I prefer, like, just let me go if I'm side by side. There's no point racing me. But going into turn 1, this is a race here with Flamingo because they have pit as well. As we continue on through here, then they're alongside at this moment in time as we go into the left-hander. We do keep that position, though, just defending the apex very nicely indeed. as we continue towards this next left-hander, trying to keep it nice and tight, then onto the grippy stuff. Well, it used to be grippy. It feels more slippy now than it ever did. Anyway, through the right we go. We use a little bit of the exits as we advance to lap number 9. So we did keep that position for now. Where is the Spanish driver? They come out the pits. They're just ahead in the distance, and you just see him making turn 1 then. So that is the gap we need to close, as it's 3 seconds then. Oh, it's actually dropped a little bit, down to 1.5 seconds by the end of the race. So it does show you 55.4 at the end as well, lap time wise. So we have got some pace in us now. 1.4 seconds off then. Oh, we're going to find a little bit of time here. A little bit of time if we can do this. But it's looking promising so far. And look at this. We're starting in pole in race number 6. I was hoping to race Ghosted again, but we're just racing Flamingo, who you saw is an A+ driver there. A+ driver here then as we go towards turn number 1. Can we defend from Flamingo? So, believe it or not, before the last race I just showed you, Flamingo jumped me. Last race, I got ahead of Flamingo. This could be an interesting one depending on the strategy they choose. But going through this sector 1, then in P1 on lap number 1, we are ahead and we're trying to break that gap as quick as we can. Of course, that Nissan is one of the meta cars as we continue on through here. We advance towards the end of lap 1 then as we go into the chicane. Oh, that's a very safe chicane by me there. Very safe indeed. Where's Flamingo going? No, they're staying out this time. They're staying out. They're fancying their chances to try and get ahead of me. Here we go. We have a race on our hands, folks. A race on our hands here in Beat the Meta. Over towards the right-hand side we go then as we look to defend this. Quite a slow first lap there. We really need to be in the 55s throughout this to be on for a really good race as we head towards turn 1. That Nissan doesn't have the pace over the McLaren. That buff really has helped out the McLaren a lot. And I feel that's actually good. It's made it a bit more raceable as we go into the left-hander here. Side by side with Flamingo here. Look at this. Beautiful racing as we go into here then. Hard on the brakes. Slight tap between both of us there. Nothing major then as we go in to the right-hander. Jumping back on board then. We maintain the position for now. Some good racing there with Flamingo. So we carry on to lap number 5 then. I've stayed out here. Not pitting on lap number 4. I was worried about traffic. The problem I found, and I mentioned it earlier on, is that when the lobbies are weaker, obviously you get more B and A, and obviously that gap expands. You end up coming out in even more traffic, which can be really infuriating. So I didn't pit lap 4 this time. Thought I'd defend the position, try and slow Flamingo up as best as I can here. Abuse their tyre wear a little bit more, making those fronts wear a bit more. If you haven't seen the car profile, I highly recommend you watch the car profile for that Nissan GTR as we jump now to Flamingo, who is still following me here at the end of lap number 5. Into the chicane we go. Through the right we go. They get it all wrong. They try to accelerate on the grass and go. Oh, he's bugging it up. And go for a spin then. They really go for a spin. Let's jump to some live reaction from me then. Bugging it up then. Oh, he's span. Has Flamingo span? He's gone down the order. Oh, now he... What? Yeah, he span. I got reset in a really weird place as well. This mine to lose. Oh, God. I hate this. I hate this bit. Oh, no. I do hate this kind of thing where it is mine to lose then as we head towards turn number 1. So it's looking like it's safe and sound for now if I can keep it ahead of Flamingo and on the track. We advance to lap number 10 then, where we're going to jump to some reactions. Wow, I've hit 5.2 at the end. Wow. Good race time as well. Oh, my word. That counts in my opinion because Flamingo was in here. A+. Oh, I don't even know. I do not know. Oh, I can't believe. Oh. So does that count? I wasn't sure. In my head, I felt it counted. Flamingo was an A+ driver in. He messed it up. We had a good race. I've always said it's at least one A+ driver. So, in the end, I decided it wasn't enough. So I went and did another race. This was race number 11. So I went from 6 to 11, yes. I had some very infuriating races during that. But you can see there's 2 A+ drivers in this one. We've won it. We definitely won Beat the Meta. I think this is the first Beat the Meta where I've done it twice. I don't know why, but there we go. We've done Beat the Meta twice in this car. An insane car. I think quite an achievement as well, to be honest with you. In fact, that lap time to get there was a 1:52. I'll show you at that after we look at these tables, which is what we've done Beat the Meta in. Of course, if you haven't seen any of these, there's a playlist in the description. But I did a 1:54.2. A 1:54.2. 53s are definitely possible. I was in the top 200 The top 200 in this car. Absolutely mental. You can see there we have got the victory. Now, of course, I have mentioned about votes before. When you get a love heart, that vote has counted. I'm still 2 weeks behind on comments. I did a week of comments. I'm still 2 weeks behind. We're coming up to half term in terms of my job, so I will have a bit more time to go through those comments. So do bear with me if these votes aren't up to date. We get to the end there. 29 cars now we've done Beat the Meta with. We've got, what's that, 19 to go, I think it is now? 19, so we're well over halfway. Ford GTL and race car spec 2. We've got a second there, so we need to look to redo that car at some point. Of course, if you want to see that car, make sure you get those votes in. We've got the Ford GT race car. That's got 35 votes, so there's a potential we can look at that again next week, depending on the track, of course. Nissan GTR GT500, that's second place. We get to the votes and the Super Silhouette. That's going to be a tricky car. I'm going to be honest. I do try out that car every so often when I think it might work. So far, it hasn't worked. I've done probably 3 or 4 races with it in the past few weeks, and I've just gone, no. But we get to the bottom there, where Ruthless Boy is at the bottom with 2 votes at the moment. Of course, I haven't done the votes for the past 2 weeks, so do bear with me with those as well. But I can't believe we've done Beat the Meta in this McLaren. I thought it would be impossible. I really did. But I just saw the opportunity there, and I was like, I'll give it a try. Tried the setup that was used on Wynn's Porsche, and I was like, there is a possibility here. You know, did the last first race, and it was there. Unbelievable stuff. There you can see, of course, my 154.2. I still can't believe that lap time. There's still another 3 tenths in that lap. I'm sure of it. A 53 is definitely possible. And as always with Beat the Meta, I always say as long as you're within a second or around about a second off the lead time, there's always a possibility of doing it. And there we have it, folks. We did do it. Now, if you did enjoy this video, do give it a like. Do subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the support you do give me, honestly. And we are on that journey to 50k, where another special which involves you guys will be coming. There are 2 videos there to check out, including that car profile I talked about in the race where we beat one of the metas, of course, the Nissan GTR. But that is going to be it for me, folks. A big thank you for watching as always, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.